All right, Todd. I'll do another toy news, but man, 3 toy newses in 3 days. What do you think I am over here? And oh my gosh, we're rolling. Hey everybody, Kyle here. Time for toy news, part 3 on this extra big toy news weekend.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for the toy news, action figure news of the week that interested me, that hopefully interests you. For the 3rd time on this weekend, Friday, we had the Power Town News Update Special. Saturday, our traditional toy news, and so much toy news this week carries over into Sunday here for a 3rd toy news. Man, oh man, a lot of toy news. It's been the busiest weekend since San Diego Comic-Con. Check out Toy News yesterday. This is the overflow stuff today. Check out Friday for the Power Town update. Man, oh man, just wanted to bang my head against the wall after that one. Just a wild recap of a wild stream with Magnum and TA and Greg Gagne going over Power Town. So check out any of those videos if you did miss those. And of course, weekly purchases as well. A lot going on this weekend here on this channel. And it is the 2-year anniversary of Kyle Peterson 2.0. My 2nd YouTube channel. Not quite as many people follow that channel. You're missing out on a lot of gold from Todd McFarlane on that channel, let me tell you. But check out Kyle Peterson 2.0. Subscribe to that channel if you have not already. I don't plug that enough, I don't think. But I do plug Jay's Toys and Games enough, probably, but I have to. They're the sponsor of this channel. They're the sponsor of the toy news here today. And of course, use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Shout out to Jay's Toys and Games over there. Got a lot of stuff in weekly purchases this week, as usual, from them as well. Of course, Patreon this month. 2 Universal Monster Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle giveaways. Check out Patreon for those. It is the Wolfman Raphael, Casey Jones, Phantom of the Opera. Check out Patreon, of course. Appreciate the support on Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. Check out the brand new podcast this coming Tuesday, or right now for you Patreon YouTube channel members. Does Angie puke or does she not? I'll leave it at that. Check out the podcast this week. Check out last week with my Toxic Avenger review. My thoughts on the Toxic Avenger movie, the new one, and the old one as well. Angie also gives her take, and it's a totally wrong take, let me tell you. I also want to thank Amped Apparel, new sponsor here of the channel. Use code Kyle, save yourself 20% off. A lot of people ask me where I get some of my shirts. Well, here's one of the places I get it, and they stepped up, said they want to be a sponsor of the channel. So shout out to Amped Apparel over there. Link in the description down below. As usual, use code Kyle. Save yourself 20%. But let's dive into some more toy news here. As I was filming the toy news yesterday, tons of wrestling news was dropped, so we're going to cover some more wrestling news. And yes, Todd, I heard it from Todd. He was yelling at me. I was upstairs. I was with my wife. He kept yelling upstairs, Kyle, come down. Kyle, come down. You missed this. You missed this. So we got some more McFarlane stuff to cover as well, and a few points in between. So let's dive in. Let's start with wrestling. Let's start with our friends Ringside Collectibles. Ringside announcing a few things on their social media this weekend, and you guys know what that means. Once you're starting to see these pretty promotional images, you're starting to see some of these pretty glamour shots of packaging, and I got to walk it back. Ringside showed them, but Mattel released them, part of their September drop program. We talked a little bit about Ultimates with Eddie Guerrero, Tiffany Stratton, and Uncle Howdy. We talked about that. Well, there's even more from on top of that. But I did grab these pictures off of Ringside. Use code Kyle, save yourself 10%. A lot of plugging going on here. I'm going to plug some holes later tonight, too. Can't wait. But we got some defining moments to talk about here. This set looking really good. Have to imagine in the next month or so, we're going to have these in our hands. But we do got Kurt Angle, a very iconic, dare I say, a defining moment for Kurt Angle, when he was shaved bald by that Adam Copeland fella, once upon a time known as Edge, as we know. I love that second head with the headgear and the hair keeping it on. This is one of those ones, I might buy multiples of this Angle to display the different looks, but that looks really good. Logan Paul, kind of at this point, and we got a lot more Logan Pauls to talk about here today. So a little bit Logan Paul overkill. I get it though. He's a popular influencer, and I apparently is a YouTuber. Tells you how deep in the weeds I am with Logan Paul. I didn't even know who he existed until he came to WWE. Didn't even know he had a YouTube show until he came to WWE. So tells you where I'm at in life, I guess. Who knows? In the basement. That's what Magnum TA said. I'm in the basement. Full of conspiracies as well. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the first ever bloody head Mattel figure. This is going to be an all-timer of a figure. Can't wait to get this one in hand. And then Paul Heyman for the return of ECW, we'll call this. I guess it could be late day ECW. I guess you can put it wherever you want to. But to me, this is ECW when they were in the WWE, the One Night Stand edition. How about that? And you could almost make the case a 2-in-1 Paul Heyman if you leave the big trench coat over the top or you take that one off. So a lot of opportunities for multiple purchases in this defining moment set. Cannot wait to dive into this one. Now, speaking of ringside collectible exclusives, they also showed off another one this week. One we saw at San Diego Comic-Con, but it is the Ultimate Dudley Boys 2-pack. We've seen historically with ringside. We've seen an NWO 2-pack. Now we see a Dudley's 2-pack. We had the Usos 2-pack. 2-pack mania running wild. And we did see ringside showing off pictures of their Dudley Boys. I will wait for judgment when I get them here at the table, but it seems like every single Mattel Dudley Boy has had some kind of issue. I've had an issue with every single figure. I hope these do not have issues. They look a little, something's off. I can't put my finger on it. Hopefully it's just a picture. I don't know, but we'll see when we get them in hand here. And once again, I have to imagine in the next month or so, we'll see the Dudley Boys starting to ship out. Now we go to Greatest Hits Series 9 and the Greatest Hits line from the Vault line. We've seen a lot of this stuff. Top Picks line could even jump into this. Re-release City, and that's what Greatest Hits 9 is. Looks to be a straight re-release, so whew, I can pass on these figures here. Logan Paul, once again, no stranger as we know. Cody Rhodes, even more of a no stranger from the line, but Jacob Fatu jumping back in the line here, which makes sense. His first Elite flew pretty well. I think they want to put some more Jacobs out there. Get all the money you can. We know how it goes. So we do got Greatest Hits Series 9. We also saw Main Event Showdown 24. Just unboxed Series 23 on the channel recently, so I have to imagine these are going to be shipping very, very soon. Main Event 24, Jacob Fatu versus Tama Tonga. That's a pass for me. Looks good for what it is. Logan Paul, once again, we're seeing a theme, him versus LA Knight. And that LA Knight looks absolutely wild, but we got that one coming. And then Cody Rhodes, once again, no stranger, this time with Solo Sikoa in a 2-pack from there. Kind of brief feud. We'll call it a brief feud. We do got that Main Event Showdown 24. And then we turn our event to Main Event Series 160. We got first time in the line, Kalani Jordan. Very cool to see that one. Following her career on NXT for quite some time. Be interesting if she gets called up fairly soon to the main roster. So we got her. We got the new AAA champion, the Mega Champion himself, Dominic Mysterio, also the Intercontinental Champion. Have to imagine that'll do pretty well in Main Event Series 160. Gunther, pretty plain Jane. I'm a Gunther guy, but a very plain Jane figure. Not sure if that'll set the world on fire. He kind of reminds you of Drew McIntyre in some ways. This very plain Jane figure, especially in the main event style. And usually those peg warm pretty good. So we'll see what happens with Gunther there. Roman Reigns, no stranger to any line, of course. We got another Roman Reigns coming. And then the one I'm definitely picking up is Tonga Loa. I love a business suit, but I also love an eye patch. I'm a sucker for an eye patch. A guy walks in with an eye patch, I'm swooning, let me tell you. And a gal, oh, don't even get me started. Love a good eye patch. Maybe, maybe not. But we do got that with Tonga Loa. Looking pretty good. I will pick up that Tonga Loa figure. I will pick up Kalani Jordan as well. We also saw the next Mattel Creations exclusive 2-pack of the Superstars variety. We got the Rock ×2. So Final Boss Rock with Rocky Maivia. Interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that one quite yet, but it is interesting. But that is coming up next week on Mattel Creations. So if you're after that one, you better be ready to go, ready to pick that one up. We also saw, that was it from Mattel. I guess that was it. I thought there was one more, but I guess we covered it. It was Ultimate 28 with Tiffany, Eddie, and Uncle Howdy. We saw those yesterday in the toy news, so we already covered that one there. Some miscellaneous wrestling, though. Title Run Toys did show off their Beverly Brothers again. Another kind of a promo this week. It's the battle. It's the space race all over again is what it feels like. You got Epic Toys. You got Title Run Toys. Who's going to get their Beverly Brothers out there first? Who's going to collect most of the money? Because I truly think whoever gets them out there first is going to get the lion's share of the funds. Not a lot of collectors are going to buy 2 sets of the Beverly Brothers. It's just not going to happen. So it'll be interesting to see who gets it out there first. I guess we'll wait and see on that one. But one we know is coming very soon, shipping right now, Wrestling Something Wrestlers, both versions of the Hardy Boys in their retro style, looking very, very nice. I am here for that. These look actually even better than I thought they were. I do have these on order. We will have those review on the channel eventually. I've got the last Wrestle Something wrestlers, the Crushes, and Scotty Garland, Sky Too Hottie, been on Patreon for quite some time. I'll get around to those on traditional YouTube one of these days, hopefully. But that's it for wrestling. But you know what Jerry Reed always says? Apparently, Jerry Reed says, Kyle, you got to talk about Super 7 Ultimates, or Super 7 in general, and that's what we're going to do next. Super 7 been very quiet the last couple of months. Very quiet at San Diego Comic-Con. We know there's some reshuffling, some new CEOs, some different changes, job eliminations, unfortunately, over the last few months. And they've been very, very quiet, especially with their Ultimate figures. We've seen a lot of different reactions come out, reactions been announced, but not a lot of Ultimates. So it is very clear Super 7 put their business hat on, said we're going to dial back the Ultimates. We've heard nothing from Transformers Ultimates, nothing from G.I. Joe Ultimates. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ultimates been very quiet. So not sure what the future of the Ultimates line is. However, maybe we do have an Ultimate Silverhawks on the way, as there was a little teaser posted by Super 7. But this could be, as of filming, it could possibly be Reaction. But I think it is Ultimate. We'll see what happens right there. It's a wild time over there at Super 7. And a lot of people do not like Super 7. A lot of people like them. Doesn't feel to be a lot of people in the middle. I do enjoy the Super 7 stuff. You got to look at them as what they're doing for their style of figures. Whether or not you like that is up to you. You got to choose your own adventure. But I really enjoyed the Turtle line, the Toxic Crusader, Toxic Avenger. You know I was here for that. And I did enjoy the G.I. Joe line. Don't get me started on Red Laser. Don't get me started on that Red Laser. Still have not tracked one of those down. Just crazy. Crazy times is what that is right there. But sounds like we got some Silverhawks. We'll stay tuned to that. Should be maybe already by now. Who knows? Who knows? But we're also going to talk a little NECA, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Talked about it yesterday, but we did get some in-package images of the upcoming 2012 Turtles. Once again, you start seeing in-package images, that means you're a month or two away from hitting retail, sometimes even sooner occasionally. So we'll see those very, very soon. Packaging looks very nice on these. I am still on the fence. Part of me says, just get the core team, call it good. Part of me says, don't get in there at all. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I may just pass on this one. You can't collect it all, guys. You can't collect it all. You guys know that. But now we can finally get to Todd McFarlane over there on the couch. Todd just doing his thing over there. Of course, no socks, no shoes on, but he does get some service from time to time. Not by anybody in this family. Nobody's servicing you over there. But he does call in some people every once in a while to service him. But Todd, we got a few things I left off. I had a second page of notes yesterday, left them off the notes. That was my bad. So I am helping Todd out. Going to report some of this news here today. Friday, Fall Geek Out. We saw the latest Marvel X-Men statue. It is one Iceman. Old Bobby, his time to shine. We got Iceman at the Fall Geek Out event over there at Target. If you need that, head over to Target, of course. We did see a new Mega figure announced on Saturday. Failsafe is his name. I have never heard of him. Looks interesting. Very skinny for a Mega figure, so we'll see how that goes. Probably play the long game, get the clearance. I usually get those Mega figures. I don't always get them, but I do see them go to clearance. I don't know this character well enough. I may play a little of that waiting game. We'll see what happens right there. I almost forgot, Todd, next week, the big McFarlane Toys Show. Are you ready for that next week? We're going to have all kinds of announcements, I'd imagine. Would love to see you on one of those. Maybe one of these days we can get you over there. But always cool to see what the McFarlane Toys Show brings us. Hopefully a lot of new reveals, a lot of new stuff. It's been fairly quiet from McFarlane lately, but it seems to be ramping back up again as they make their push towards 2026. So we'll see what happens there. We also saw a little Batman Incorporated, very similar to Kids Incorporated, I believe, from the Disney Channel once upon a time. Not exactly sure on the Batman Incorporated, but it's an interesting looking Batman. So what's new? A new Batman from McFarlane. And speaking of Batman from McFarlane, how about Black Mask as Batman shown off this week? A figure that looks really good. You guys know me, I'm a sucker for burnt faces and eye patches and skeletons. And we got a little of that going on right here. We also saw DC Classic. Imagine this will be a digital figure. It is a classic Batgirl. In my mind's eye, this is Batgirl. This is what I think of when I think of Batgirl. And let me tell you, I think of her quite often. Quite often, that's for sure. And then last but certainly not least, we're going back to Earth 2. Beautiful this time of year, as Todd always says. We're going to Batman Earth 2 edition. I think we've had a few Batman Earth 2, if not mistaken. I think we've had Superman. We've had a few other ones. So we're really building out Earth 2 once in a final time here. So that is an interesting turn of events as well. But that's it. That's the updated toy news. Not quite as long here today, but there was some more stuff to get to. And who knows, by the time I'm done filming this, there'll probably be more toy news. What are these companies doing putting toy news out on the weekend? I have no idea, but apparently they are doing that. So Toy News Part 2 in the books, and I guess technically Toy News Part 3. If you want to count Power Town as the update as the Toy News, I guess we'll call it Toy News Part 3. We'll just do it. We're making the game time decision right here. In the middle of the game is what we're doing. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know what you're excited for the Toy News. Let me know your thoughts on these McFarlane figures. Let me know your thoughts on the wrestling figures as well. Let me know your thoughts in general in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. We got videos every single day. Kyle Peterson 2.0, don't forget that one as well. Thumbs up the videos always helps the channel. You guys know that by now as well. Patreon, YouTube channel memberships for more content. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. Of course, the name of my podcast, every single Tuesday where podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. And check my 2 books, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toymaker Series and The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstar Series. Like I said, available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble right now. So for another edition of the Toy News, I'm Kyle. You know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into another work week.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?